Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Sideline Junkies podcast in conjunction with Clear Production Sports. I am the Midnight Rider. To my, I guess this would be my left, is the gentleman, Jack Carr. And then up in the corner is the big guy, KG. And tonight, we got a special guest, Miss Tynette Daniels, call her Ty for short.
Yes.
Basically, the young lady sung the national anthem at the Indiana Fever game. I was blown away by it. I felt like I posted in the group for the guys to see. I've known Tynette for a while. And I just wanted to kind of get some information on her and then what she went through in the experience. So first and foremost, thank you for having us.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Nah. I mean, we got a nice short bio from you, so we're gonna have a lot of questions and here we go.
All right.
So, as I always do, first question in any interview we do. Let's go with your first memory, because this is awesome. The fact that you even remember this and the fact that you pulled it off.
So are we talking about the first memory of getting to the game?
I'm talking about your first memory of getting to sing, period.
Sing, period. Okay, so wow. I had to be about 3 or 4 years old at this school called Little People's Paradise in Washington, D.C. It was a private school. And I sang America the Beautiful for my graduation ceremony. And it was at that time pretty much that I believe that my parents knew that I had a gift coming from a family where all of us, and when I say all of us, my mom, my dad, all my siblings sing and or play an instrument. So I have a musically inclined family. So
you even know 3 other people, don't you?
Yes, and my daughters, they sing as well.
Yeah.
And we have a family group called Tynette and Family. That's here in the DMV as well.
That's amazing. And then I'm gonna ask something a little bit off the wall, and I'm gonna let these guys get some questions in. Okay. I'm just gonna ask you something simple. Your favorite singer?
One? Just one?
I mean, you know what? Today is a list day.
I got a few that nobody's ever heard of, and then I've got a few that people have heard of.
I'll give you 5.
Okay, so my top 5. I love Kim Burrell. Her skills, her musical skill set and vocal placement is amazing. Dave Hollister. I also like Jacob Collier. If you've never heard of him, he is amazing. Those are mainstream people. One person that I know personally, his name is Jeff Owens. He is not out there, but I love the way he sings. I love the way he riffs and runs. Also, a guy named Peter Collins. He's also great as well. So yes, those would be my top 5.
Which way we going in order, guys? Jack, then KG?
I can go here, and I know we discussed a little bit, but did you come up through a church upbringing?
Yes, I did.
A lot
parents kept me in church. Myself and all my siblings. Yes.
So you was in the church choir and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So what do you think? I know growing up in this musical family, and it just added to you wanting to become a singer or become musically inclined.
Well, it's one of those things where if somebody I've been asked plenty of times, can you teach me how to sing?
No,
the thing about that is I can't teach you what I don't know how to do. I never was taught how to sing. I was gifted to sing. Mm-hmm. There's a major difference. Yeah. I wasn't sent to school to learn how to sing. My teaching came as more so of an enhancement of the gift that I already bear. So when I went to Thomas Stone Elementary School and sang there in the choir, and went to honors course, and went to Hyattsville Middle School and sang the honors course. Miss Bevins, you probably remember Miss Bevins. Mm-hmm. I was taught under her. Wow. And then to go from there to Northwestern High School, home of the Wildcats, to be taught at the time under my stepmother, Cynthia Daniels. And then her transitioning out, being taught under Stephen Hurd, who is a world-renowned gospel artist here from the DMV. Those were enhancement years of the gift in which I bear. So it wasn't one of those things where I actually went to somebody and said, "Can you teach my daughter how to sing?" It didn't flow
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No, I just was bringing that because sometimes you get kids that come up through a family that is gifted in the same area, but yet they're like, I don't want to do what they do. I want to do what I do. But your whole family just stayed together, musically inclined. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, G.
My one question.
Okay.
Biggest inspiration.
My biggest inspiration, my mother. God rest her soul. Dolores Champion. She was my biggest inspiration. What can I say? She's the one that carried this gift for 9 months and brought it into the earth. She pushed me. I believe my mother saw something in me later on down the line, to where I am now. I know that if she were here, she would definitely be proud of the accomplishments. She was proud during my upbringing. My parents, coming from a blended family, my mother and my stepfather and my father, all three of them supported me in my music career, even in high school, with the awards, with singing for the Washington Metropolitan Area Quartet Association, singing Department of Defense events and things like that until their deaths. I believe my mom definitely is my biggest inspiration in all of this.
Well, I gotta ask because you started talking about your high school stuff, and
Yeah.
I just want to go through some of the things that you did in high school in terms of singing. It sounds amazing.
So, considering high school, I was, how can I put it? I would be considered the loudest person in the alto section, but also a section leader. I was given that assignment by my stepmother at the time, Cynthia Daniels, who I still keep in contact with to this day. I was able to learn vocal parts by ear and teach vocal parts individually by ear. I don't play piano at all, but I know the notes. I do dabble with the drumming a little bit, but I'm not a professional. I could keep a steady beat. But in high school, my thing was to the section yet be able to teach vocal parts to all of the sections. And it was one of those things where I had the lead out a lot in high school with all of the songs. I ended up singing at my high school graduation. I sang the lead to I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. And so then that being inducted in the Tri-M Music Honor Society as well. So high school for me was musically amazing. And I believe that had a lot to do with catapulting me to my future with singing at different federal agencies that I've sang for and where I am today as well. Because if I didn't have, I know I have my mother, but if I didn't have teachers that believed in me and believed in the gift that I bared, I probably would have just like pushed it to the side and be like, yeah, I sang, that's just, it is what it is. But I believe everybody needs somebody to push them.
Have you done any theater plays or musicals?
I've sang as a part of this play called Waldy Street. And I did that a couple of years ago on Off Broadway in New York City, and also at the at a place down here in Silver Spring.
And you said on Broadway?
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Wow.
So
where at in Silver Spring? What?
I can't remember the name of the place, but it's like a black box type of theater out there, and that's where I was introduced to singing background or singing in the orchestra pit, if that's what you would call it, for the play Waldy Street.
Awesome.
All right, one last one, then we gotta get into Friday night.
Okay.
Last one is just talk about some of the artists you've had the pleasure of working with.
Oh wow, I've had the pleasure of singing behind Yolanda Adams and Joss Stone. Shirley Caesar, I've had the pleasure of singing background for her. I have sang over 20 years with the Stellar Award-winning Philip Carter in the Sounds of Victory. Let's see, I've had the pleasure of singing with, let's see here. Of course, Michael White was also a DMV gospel artist. I've had the chance to sing background for Dorothy Norwood, who is a very world-renowned gospel artist and has been around for decades. And that was just recently. So, okay. Yeah.
So let's talk Friday night.
Yes, let's talk about it.
So how do we get to there?
So I sing here in the area for boxing matches at Maryland Live Casino through Jeter Promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was looking for a national anthem. And what do? I auditioned. And so I submitted my audition. They hired me on the spot. I've been doing it now for, I would say, about 2 years now. Then I took one of the videos that someone took of me, and I, by faith, submitted my videos on via email to Monumental Sports for the NBA, the NHL, the MBL as well. And it just so happened that a few months after that, a guy by the name of Nicholas had reached out to me that works for Monumental Sports. And he said that he came across me and asked me would I be interested in doing the national anthem for the Capital City Go-Go G League semi-pro basketball team for the Washington Wizards. And I said, sure, why not? So did that at the facility, which is where St. Elizabeth used to be. And so I did that 3 times. The third time that I did it, he asked me, had I ever heard of the Washington Mystics? I said, yeah, that's the females basketball team. Yeah, I've heard of them. He asked me, well, would you be interested in doing the anthem for one of their games? I said, sure, absolutely. So the first time he reached out to me, I was actually going out of town. My apologies. I was going out of town.
It's live.
I was going out of town. And so while going out of town, I had told Nicholas that was I can't do it. And that was going to be May the 13th. And I wasn't able to make May the 13th. He said, okay, no problem. I'll look out for you for the next time. So he scheduled me initially for the Thursday, June 6th game at the Capital One Arena. And then he came back to me and said, Tynette, I'm going to pull you from the June 6th game. And I'm going to put you on the Friday, June 7th game, because that game's going to have a lot more people here. Yes, and it's going to be one of the major games. I said, okay, that's fine. I followed the directions very well. And me not knowing sports like that, I understood my assignment. My assignment was to go there, sing the national anthem. I was captivated at the fact that it was the Capital One Arena, because my prayer was that during the G League that God would take me to the next place, and the next place, Capital One Arena. And so, with that being said, it seemed like time just flew by so fast. And Friday, so I go to the arena, park my car in the garage. First thing, I have somebody meet me, Kylie, shout out to her. She meets me at the elevator. And as I'm actually walking through what I guess would be considered backstage and underground, to go to a room with my name placard on the door for a dressing room. at the Capital One Arena. At the Capital One Arena. Mind blowing in shock. And it's like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, I'm really here. Like, really. And so did sound check. Sound check was good. Then it comes time to actually perform.
So let's go to walking out. Like the second you walk out and you got, I know there's goosebumps. Yes. I know there's just like an energy.
Yes. So look, before the walkout, but wait, before the walkout, I had to hype myself up. I really like, come on, nerves, get yourselves together. Come on, we got to do this. We're here. We waited for this moment. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's execute. The walk was very how can I put it? It was breathtaking. It was one of those things, it was like a once in a lifetime situation. And it had me speechless. But to walk out there and stand center court.
Yep.
That was crazy to see all people. And then to go back and look at the video, I didn't realize there were so many people behind me. Because the people, from my understanding, I learned later on that it was over 20,000 people at the place. Right. And I was like, oh, okay.
So they broke their attendance record for the building that night.
That's crazy.
And then you got to be a part of it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
The Caitlin Clark effect.
And that's what I was, when I saw it, I was like, I had to bring you on because I just wanted you to just kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know sports. And I was like, that don't matter. You just
I don't know. I know music. Sports, right. So, yeah, that's not my thing like that. So Caitlin Clark, I had no clue who she was.
Really?
I had no clue who she was. They were like, yeah, Kate, my niece told me who she was. I was like, oh, well, that explains a lot. Okay, right. Okay, it makes sense. Then my daughter tells me yesterday that the coach for LSU was there, and she named her name. And I'm like, well, who is that?
Right.
And so to be able to do this, I've done it so many times. Yes, it becomes second nature, but I'll be honest, I had to stay focused on this one area up at the top because I believed if I looked at the faces of people, even with the sunshades on, I still saw people.
Right.
I probably would have lost it, but to be able to stand firm in a place where I have prayed and asked for is something that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Afterwards, it was like, oh my God.
You're just so amped up afterwards. I've been honored at Camden Yards a couple times, and
nice.
It was somewhere in the high 28,000, maybe 25,000 people. And when you look around, I'm sure you did this. When you look around the venue, it's just, oh my gosh.
Yes, you are right. Because if you watch the video, you see my head turn left to right. And it's like, I can't believe it's all these people here. Really? Now, I will be honest. I've sang overseas. I've sang in Poland before. And, it was a couple of thousand people there. Yeah. But I was singing with a group. And yes, I had lead vocals too. But to stand by myself.
With that light on you.
With the spotlight on
you. It's
that, yeah.
It's a feeling like no other.
Yes, it is. And it was.
And to be able to perform is the plus, It's like, all right, I got through that. When you're done, it's like, whew.
And the fact that someone found me talented and gifted enough, a spirit of excellence, to want to render the national anthem at this major event. I am humbled by it because they could have chose anybody. they didn't have to choose me.
It sounded beautiful. You know, you get a lot of folks out here that want to jazz that anthem up and throw their touch in it, and I'm not a big fan of that. I like it clean and crisp and the way it was written, and you did a beautiful job.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
See, that was my question, and I was gonna ask you, did you pull a Marvin Gaye and sing with your eyes closed? Because that's the first thing I would have did. I don't do big crowds, man. I will talk to you all day long in front of a big crowd with my eyes closed. I know what's going on, but as long as I ain't got to look at the people, like that right there.
Right. So that's where the sunshades came into play. They helped out a lot. Not to mention the spotlight in my eyes, but they helped a lot to camouflage.
Right.
Absolutely, they did. Mm-hmm.
You just got that smile glued on. It won't come off your face for a while. Yeah.
So that's like one of those nights where you finish that, you probably didn't go to bed till about 12 o'clock the next day.
Right. I will be honest, because I called my niece afterwards and like, what are we getting into?
Right.
I can't go to sleep right now. I'm too hyped. You are absolutely right. And then when I went home, I couldn't rest for a few hours because I was still trying to grasp what happened. You know, having the special tag with my name on it, on the lanyard, I will hold that dear to my heart.
They let you take the thing from your door?
No, I didn't ask for that, but I did get a picture.
Okay.
But yeah, when you get field access or court access, you get a huge lanyard. I'm sure it looks darn near like a Super Bowl ticket.
Yes, it was big. Yes, it was.
See, you didn't ask for the placard off the door, but that's okay, because the next time you go back, you can make sure you ask for it.
Absolutely.
Because there will be a next time.
And there will be. I'm
sure you'll be in the rotation.
I got a quick question before we close up with you. Any current projects you got going on that you want to tell us about or anything like that? Or even if it's something you got on your bucket list that you want to accomplish?
Well, back in July of 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, I released my very first single. And that single is called Miracle. And it's on all of the media outlets. So I ask that everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, in the time in which we were in, our country, our nation, our world was in need of a serious miracle at the time. And even today, somebody that's looking and somebody that's listening still stands in need of a miracle. But I am a walking miracle today. Even in the midst of everything that has happened in my personal life, I'm still a walking miracle. Amen. I'm still a breathing miracle and an operating miracle here in this. So yes, that was one of my bucket list things to do. Of course, I am featured on other projects for Philip Carter and the Sounds of Victory, Duval High School. Search my name on Apple Music. Yes, all of the projects that I have been featured on are on there as well.
Well, I want to thank you, but I'm going to turn this over to our show's host, Mr. KG, the big guy.
All right.
Man, why you want to turn it over to me? Like she just gave like this brilliant thing. You can't follow that up, man.
Let's follow up the right way.
Just need to tell her thank you, KG.
That's all I can say. Because I learned a long time ago. My former pastor, she said, once somebody lays down the groundwork and they put down something real heavy, you never come behind them and have no remarks. You just say thank you.
Thank you, and give the benediction and keep moving. Yeah.
And go down. That's it.
But now,
you're right.
Thank you for agreeing to do this. I hope I didn't get you off guard. Like I said, when I saw it was just amazing.
Absolutely. So, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it very much.
No problem. And just keep us informed of your stuff.
Will do.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tynette Daniels joining us, sung the national anthem for the Mystics. And it's not the first time. It's the first time for the Mystics, but it won't be the last time. There you go.
No.
I said that right. Now we got a few things to get into because we gotta do this rapid fire. Rapid fire. So Stanley Cup. Florida Panthers up 2-0. Midnight Rider, your prediction ain't looking too good.
I mean, we got a chance. You got a chance, and that's all you need sometimes. You got a Lloyd Christmas. As long as you got a chance, you got an opportunity. But I just think what happened last night, it was Florida put on one of those performances that they've done all playoffs, and they smothered the team. I think Edmonton may have had 13 shots on goal, if that, and then just the play. I mean, when you shut down a team, you take away their strength, power play, and opportunities. Then it just becomes a game where you struggle. Your goalie stands on his head for a little bit, but he doesn't even get enough opportunities to do that. You control the ball game all the way around.
Definitely.
I was expecting the speech. I can see you right now in Edmonton's locker room. No, it's game 3. There's a gleam, man.
There's a little twinkle in my.
I mean, we do that. I mean,
I got to put that on the soundboard. I definitely got to put "There's a Gleam" on the soundboard.
You can say they got a chance in this finals, but there ain't no chance in the other ones, fellas. That one's over.
I think there's a chance in that one too. Like I learned a long time ago, when it comes to playoffs, it takes one moment, one piece of momentum to turn it. I think about the Nats series when the Nats came home up 2-0 against Houston, and everybody I talked to was already planning for the sweep, trying to plan the parade for the day after the sweep. It was just like, guys, you gotta like momentum is a crazy thing, especially in a series in sports, especially basketball and baseball. It can just turn. I mean, today we just found out that Porzingis has a glute tear or some kind of torn tendon. That's like one of the rarest things ever. So that's why when it comes to the Edmonton piece, I feel like Edmonton hasn't played their best game yet. And I mean, the kicker is their best 2 players.
Yeah.
Armstrong and McDavid just haven't gotten a chance or haven't put the biscuit in the back of the cup. Or back of the net, I should say.
They got to put more shots up.
They do. And I think the other thing, somebody said in the comment, it might have been Chris Russell, it might have been somebody else. Mm-hmm. They were talking about them looking for the beautiful goal, like them having to find that perfect shot instead of murking the game up, making it dirty, just getting pucks onto the net so you can get opportunities. Because sometimes that's when you score your goal. It's not the pretty goal, it's the one that's dirty and the puck done ricocheted off and you done hit it again and somebody else done got a rebound. Those are the shots that, you get a little puck luck in those situations. Those are the things that have to happen, I think, for Edmonton. They have to make it a little dirty, get a couple things in, and they'll be fine.
I ain't heard puck luck in years. That's I think Puck Daddy, first person I ever heard say that.
I think I stole from Al Koken. But, I mean, it could be anybody. Al Koken, my boy Bernie Dill, Puck Daddy, all of them.
Alan May, my man, Violence. I miss listening to those guys on the radio once upon a time. Couple of things from Matty Ice. He said, Cats win game 2. First time these playoffs, Edmonton loses 2 in a row. They were 4-0 in games played when trailing in the series. How big is this win for Florida? Teams up 2-0 in the Cup final win 91% of the time. 2 big questions for Game 3. Is Barkov out long-term? If so, does Drysdale get suspended for it? Oilers clearly frustrated, and a high hit on the players shutting them down showed it. 2 travel days, get your popcorn ready for Game 3. He also says he rated the anthem. 99-year-old World War II vet plus Hannah Warhol attempted "Oh Canada." It was awful. They brought out Gina Miles, who won The Voice, had the twang going, but that's it. How did she win The Voice? On a scale of 1 to 10, I get him a -22.
Well, The Voice is a popularity test. That's why I watched the first month maybe when they get to the challenges where they sing head to head. But then after that, it becomes political and depending on who America likes. I don't think the best thing is win The Voice in a long time.
Well, that's pretty much.
I'm sorry.
American Idol.
And the hit, they say the guy you said was Burkoff. the last I saw on Bleacher Report, he was fine. So that's probably not going to lead to a suspension or anything like that. The crazy thing is he only got like a 2-minute minor for that hit. And if that's Tom Wilson, he's probably suspended for the rest of the playoffs with a hit like that.
Yeah, Matty states he's not suspended for game 3.
Not serious for game 3. So it must not have been that serious.
No, it was a big hit.
Nice.
I think it's honestly, it was just, it's in the cup and it's not Tom Wilson. Like I've seen a couple hits that Tom Wilson does, and then I see everybody else's hits, and I don't think they're more egregious. I just think they've got it out for Tom.
Matty Iser says Barkov appears to have a concussion or broken jaw. Question. Jeez. Nothing to play with, baby.
But I got serious quick.
Yeah. Moving over, we were talking about injuries in the NBA and Kristaps Porzingis and his injured gluteus maximus, or was it the gluteus minimus? But he's day-to-day. When they give injury updates, I feel that, like hockey's very vague. Oh, it's a lower body injury. It's an upper body injury. What's injured? And then when it comes to basketball, he's day-to-day. Everybody's day-to-day. Come on, bro. Mm-hmm. Tell me how long he going to be out. Tell me how long he got to sit down. Do he got to sit on the donut? Like, come on. What's the deal?
I mean, I don't think either one of us or any of the three of us can actually say the word that of the muscle that he tore or has a slight tear in.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I can't pronounce it.
There's no way I'm trying to pronounce that.
Yeah, they're saying it's a rare injury.
Yeah.
It's got something to do with the tendons, too.
Matty Ice says Troba for the Rangers is a thug, never gets suspended. Yep. Well, in the words of John Chaney, you always got to have a thug, a goon.
Toward the end of the game, after they hit that open net shot, somebody caught somebody between the legs with a stick. Did you guys see that?
Ooh, no, sir.
Yeah, dropped him to the ice, man. It was probably inside the last minute. And they caught him because the guy went straight to the locker because whatever the penalty was more time than was left in the game. So,
right.
But dang, man, catching them in the groin area.
Now, we talk about being up 2-0. Not only are the Carolina Panthers up, the Florida Panthers up 2-0, the Boston Celtics are up 2-0. And I mean, some people are talking sweet. A lot of people are turning on Dallas saying, hey, first it was best backcourt in the league. Now it's Luka need help.
Mm-hmm.
As Luka is what the dude say? Luka's a traffic cone because it's just so easy to go around. I'm like, man, y'all are fickle. And you talk something about momentum. I sound like John Witherspoon. But something in the words of Charles Davis, that old Mo is a fickle character. Mm-hmm. And I think if just like Edmonton, if they could get the momentum in game 3, and I was hoping that Dallas stole one, but if Dallas doesn't steal one, they don't win one in Dallas, you can go ahead and cancel this, but they got to win game 3, and they at least got to win game 4.
Well, yeah, of course, they got to win one in Dallas. Boston's going to have a flight home with a trophy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I say set Porzingis, man. Let him rest up for game 4. 5, possibly 6. I wouldn't rush him back out of this. I got a good idea. My source is going to be contacting me later tonight. I think he's going to be out for tomorrow's game.
I would say
I was already going to say that.
Yeah, I would say sit out.
Why? And the whole best duo backcourt thing, one of them's just getting D'd up. Everything's gone down just like I said last week. Everything, especially game 1. Now, game 2, Luka came out hot. He did. But like I said earlier, Luka going to get his. We want to stop Kyrie. And Washington hasn't done much. Washington's three-point shooting has been horrible. Not as bad as Kyrie's. I don't think Kyrie's hit one yet.
He's 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah. But they are. He's not getting many wide open threes, so let's not put it all on Kyrie. You see Derek White and Drew Holiday. They're all over him, just like I thought he would.
Let me ask you a question, Jack, because I said this on Sunday, and I want to know if you agree.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1, Dallas missed a lot of bunnies. They missed a lot of close-in shots, a lot of layups, a lot of easy jumpers that you would normally go in. I attributed that to being the luck of the Irish, and just the TD Garden, like they used to say, it was dead spots in Boston Garden. It was a certain way the wind would blow that you would miss shots, things that would happen. Would you agree that mystique is on TD Garden now? And they're missing these shots, and they're playing like this because of the mystique of the Celtics.
I don't know. I remember Larry Bird. He knew the dead spots, and he could get his steals anytime. And I played it in an old gym in Hyattsville, St. Jerome's. They had a dead spot in the left corner of one side, and no lie, that ball would lose 6 inches on its bounce, and that's just made for somebody to take it. Do I think this has moved over to TD Gardens? The Garden was the Garden, man. That was the old Celtics past and stuff that was doing all that in the Garden, man. They didn't move over to the new stadium. But some of them shots you're talking about, Kyrie, 6'8" footer on the baseline. That's his money. But he had Porzingis jumping. So you got to shoot that high. You don't make as many as them when you put more air on it as you do in your regular stroke. Layups, they were being contended, man. How many did you see smacked off the glass?
Mm-hmm.
The shot blocking was unreal in both games so far for us.
It was a playing game too, and I think I don't know if I posted in the group, but I know I sent it to Midnight Ride and the Boss BJ, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Kyrie coming down the lane on the left side. He went to go lay it up, and he got his shot blocked. But I think it was Drew Holiday was trailing him. He shoved him in the back as he was going up. And I think Derek White came over and swatted it. And I was like, where's the foul call there?
Well, that's similar to the P.J. Washington play near the end of the game when Boston was up 5, I believe.
I think that's what it was.
JB had one hand on the lower back below the number. And then D. White came across from the right side. It could have been a push, but it's playoff basketball.
Yeah, but that's egregious there. And I'm like, call it down the middle, but let him play.
I mean, I never seen the arm extended. I just seen the hand on the back. I mean, it could go either way. I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong. I'm not saying it won us the game, and I'm not saying Dallas would have won. You're still down 3. Under a minute.
True indeed. Matty Ice says, sorry, I was late, guys. I was smoking a pork tenderloin, and it was a bit longer.
You better ship some meat down here.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a trip, man. Damn. That sounds pretty goddamn good.
Yes, sir.
Matty Ice said, Celtics are just better, more complete team.
More depth, too.
I'm starting to really realize that. So
I don't know what took y'all so long. Been telling y'all for months.
Only known you a month, man.
Everything's going according to plan there. Midnight Rider, everything going according to plan. Just like
no, you absolutely right.
The only thing that's not going according to my plan is the rebounding. I swore we were going to dominate the rebounding. I think Dallas might have 3 more rebounds total in the whole series. So I think that was tight.
I think the 2 people that showed up that I wasn't expecting, because I've seen Drew Holiday have good Drew and you have bad Drew, and right now you're getting good Drew, and he's actually even scoring, which most times you don't really bank on. But the fact he had 26 and 11 the other night, that's where the depth of basketball comes in. The fact that Porzingis came out early and dropped that 18 in the first quarter, I think he totally took Dallas out of whatever their game plan was right away, and they had to start chasing points, and they haven't recovered for that. So I think a good trip home, go to your favorite steak place, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Sleep in your bed good, get a good night rest, and then come out. I think, what is it? It's not even tonight. It's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night.
8:30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what we getting? We getting tomorrow night, tomorrow night, Friday night?
I think it's tomorrow Saturday.
Hold on, let me double
Too
check.
many days.
You don't want to bury it on a Saturday.
Game 4. Come on.
Because then you get 1-1-1 after that if we get that far.
Yeah, 2-2-1-1.
Yeah, they stopped going to the 2-3-2.
Right. You need help finding this. Tomorrow, 8:30, and then game 4.
Of course, because my phone won't load. Game 4 is Friday.
Yeah, sure
That's
is.
what I thought.
But what happened to?
Then you want to come back and do Sunday because you don't want to take Sunday out of the equation because Sunday's the big TV day.
Well, they took Sunday out of the equation because Game 5 wouldn't. If there is a Game 5, it wouldn't come on until Monday. They took Sunday out of the equation. We used to have the finals on Sunday. It was always on Sunday.
Monday, then you go all the way to Thursday.
It's Sunday, June 23rd.
Yeah, that's Game 7.
That's 7. It ain't going that far.
Monday's not a bad TV audience either.
But you remember back when, say, 80s, 90s playoff basketball, it was, what was it?
It was pretty much every other night.
No,
And
it was 1-2-2, 1-1.
Yeah.
But when they played the 2 at home, they would play back to back, or at least one day, at the most, one day rest.
Yep.
Where's all the 3-4 days between games, man?
Yeah, but you're talking about the NBA back then that was like 20 some odd teams, and they were barely. Was it even coming on live TV at the time, or was it tape?
If you talking
Early
early 80s, that was tape delay. But once you got to the mid to the late 80s, we talking live.
Right, but when it was live at that point, it was in the 2. It was either 2-3-2 or 2-1-1. I mean, I'm sorry, 2-2-1-1-1 series.
Yeah, or 2-3-2.
I think they switched to the 2-3, and then they switched
went
back
1-2.
Yeah,
1-2-2-1-1.
Yeah,
no 2-2-1-1.
3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Matty Ice say he's sitting on his back deck drinking a summer shandy, and it's 62 degrees. Folks, life doesn't get any better. Nah, it does not. Especially
Summer Shandy by Leinenkugel is a great beer.
Like
Leinenkugel has a great line of beers to begin with. That's what I need to get back to. That's why I need to turn back into a beer drinker.
That's crazy. I'm not even a drinker, period. I don't drink beer, I don't drink alcohol, none of that. But I used to could tell you the whole Yingling lineup. I used to could tell you the whole Leinenkugel lineup, the whole Shock Top lineup, which was good, which wasn't good. I could tell you all of that. I could tell you everything about a Blue Moon, how to fucking just prepare it right. Never drunk it. A lot of commercials.
You missed out.
I used to drink. I mean, I didn't stop drinking because I had a problem. I just got tired of it.
That's the same thing I did. I got tired of it.
I'm good. I have fun no matter what.
All right, we coming to the piece de resistance.
Uh-oh.
We talked about this last Thursday, about top 5. Last Tuesday, we talked about top 5 sports movies of all time. Now we got lists from everybody almost, but geez, man, which one of you gentlemen want to go first? We want to get the
I want to do a list from the group.
Okay.
I mean, are we're gonna shoot all 5 off, or are you gonna do a couple? Then the next guy does a couple, so they don't chew their list up.
I just want to just go 5. We do 5s. We do 4. We do 3. All around. Since seeing actually, I think this list is gonna be different. So let's start at 5. One of our mainstays of the group, Jeff Neal has Bull Durham. Good God, Matt never sends a concise list.
You see that too.
I'm gonna go with the top one. His 5th is We Are Marshall.
That's a
My
nice
5th is Bull Durham. Go ahead, Jack.
My 5th,
Mm-hmm.
Coach Carter.
Okay.
I like that movie. That was good. about a basketball coach at a troubled school trying to reignite the basketball program through a bunch of knuckleheads, and ended up turning out a pretty good movie.
It's amazing how when he was doing the right thing, holding the kids accountable, the parents didn't want them holding.
Right.
Go ahead, KG.
Number 5, Blue Chips.
I forgot that one.
I'm going to try to know right now. My 5, I think, is based on volume. Now, I might have to move 3 and 2 around, but I think this is the number of times I've watched it more so than anything else. All right, so number 4, let's see. Jeff Nail goes with Major League. Maddie goes with Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And for me at number 4, I'm going to go Remember the Titans. And I mean, I just love the movie. I love the scene with Petey. Sunshine, you can pitch it. I mean, you can throw it a country mile, but can't pitch it a couple feet.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. I mean, I thought it was a great movie. I actually met Coach Boone probably 5 years ago. And I didn't really get a chance to talk to him because I knew people were going to, over talk to him about TC and everything. But I met him at like this, the boating deck in Southeast DC. There's like a little harbor where all the boats come in. They had like and everything. And they had like a night where they had some music, and I met him there. I talked to him for probably about 5 minutes. And after that, yeah. You can't tell me now to go with the comedy list. I went with the drama list.
Matty Ice said I had to separate comedies from reality ones. They're too different. Go with the comedy list, I guess.
All right.
Am I 4 now?
Yep.
My number 4. That's funny. My number 4 starts with a 4. 42. Jackie Robinson. I did several book reports on Jackie Robinson when I was in elementary school, and I still got 2 of the soft cover books that I kind of didn't take back to the library. In my little collection here, Jackie Robinson books. I thought that movie was good. It gave everybody a good outlook on what Jackie went through. A lot of people just thought he went through it a little bit, man. The racism was unreal, and teammates as well. I thought that was a great movie. That's my number 4.
Number 4 for me,
Mm-hmm.
The Babe, John Goodman.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one too.
That's one of my go-tos, my Saturday go-to. Love it. Matty Ice says Major League is the best sports comedy, period. When do you go to a baseball game and not quote Major League?
Which one, Matty Ice? That goes to another show. I don't know if you guys are there or not. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, get out of here.
4. So we're on 3.
Yep.
Yeah, we're on number 3.
So Jeff Nail got Hoosiers, which is a great movie.
True story.
Yeah, it's a classic for sure. Maddie at number 3. This is probably gonna make KG crack a smile. Friday Night Lights. I know KG has watched that a couple times.
Yeah, I avoided that because I knew it was KG's bag.
Yeah, that's one of my good ones.
For me, number 3 is Moneyball. And I'm gonna tell you now, I've watched that movie forward and backwards. I'm dead serious, man. I've probably watched that movie more in the last 2 years than any other movie. It's a quick watch. It's an easy watch for me. I don't know why. So, and that story always intrigued me because I knew you had to get rid of Damon, you had to get rid of Giambi, and then you all of a sudden you get like Tejada and all these guys. They had to get rid of Pena so they could get the guy they wanted to play first base. And I know some of that is for Hollywood effect, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's a crazy story because Art Howell got all the love for what the front office did. So yeah. I could leave or take that movie. It was all right with me.
But hey, that's your list.
Who's your three, Jack?
My number 3, this one right here, man, it's a tearjerker. I cried in front of the class. Brian's song.
Ooh, the original one with Billy D. Williams and James Cain?
Yes,
James
sir.
Conner, I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the only one. That was something, man. That one there jerks at the heartstrings.
And Matty Ice, the Major League reference. You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. With old Lou Brown. He also says Moneyball was very underrated. Now I may have to go look at it.
It was all right.
My number 3 is Friday Night Lights. Blue Chips holds a special. That was my number 5. It holds a special place in my heart because my mom took me to see that when it came out. She made sure I went to go see that.
Well, everybody, Shaq and Penny and everybody was in that, wasn't it? Ray Allen.
Yep.
Then Friday Night Lights is my number 3, and that's another one that holds a special place because there's always that one scene that gets me. I said it before when Booby in the car talking to Uncle LV, and I was supposed to buy you a house. What I'm gonna do without my knee? I had that conversation with my grandmother, and it kills me every time. It's like I can't watch it. Like I can't watch it today and then go back and watch it 3-4 days from now. And I gotta go months without watching because it kills me to watch that scene. And then I always expect them to win at the end. So Friday Night Lights is number 3.
At number 2, Jeff Nell has Caddyshack.
Good movie. Childhood.
And Matty K has Field of Dreams at number 2.
Ooh,
great movie.
Talk about a tearjerker.
Great.
That
movie.
got me at the end, especially the first time I saw it in 2020 after I lost my dad. The onions was heavy. The onions was in overload. My number 2 is The Sandlot.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Killing Me Smalls.
Killing Me Smalls. I actually said that at work the other day, and somebody looked at me like I had 2 heads. It was like you don't get the reference.
There's some. My number 2, Against All Odds. It was a football movie with what's his name? Tom Cruise was in that. He was a high school quarterback trying to get scholarships to come out of the, as he said, I'm not saying Pennsylvania's terrible. He wanted to get out of the shithole of Pennsylvania. And then him and his coach butted heads and started beefing, and then it goes from there. It was just a coach and a star quarterback butting heads when they both want to get out of there. That's an old movie. When was that shot? Have y'all ever heard of it?
I
heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Against All Odds, Tom Cruise. I had the date somewhere.
I was about to ask you about the date because I was like, wait a second.
It's in the book out on the front porch. But
good.
Just Google it and check it out, fellas. I like to check out movies because I got one on here somebody told me about today when I mentioned what the show was about. I ain't never heard of it, but it's got a crazy name, and I'll bring that up afterwards. You know, I always got something to say afterwards.
No, that's exactly what we was going to do.
So, yeah, Against All Odds, my number 2.
My number 2 is released in 1993. My cousin said, that's going to be You. Based on a true story that wasn't all that true, but it's about the University of Notre Dame. It's got to be Rudy. Wrong name, Jack. All the right moves.
What I say?
You said Against All Odds.
Oh, no, that's what I meant. My bad. Thank you, Celinda. That's my wife. And I just said it wrong a minute ago, too, and she corrected me. I said, I know what I'm saying. All the right moves. My fault, people out there.
All right.
A lot of movies been going through my mind the last 3 days since we talked about this.
I forgot this person, but I got to get Duval in. I'm going to do Duval's list real quick. 5, Rocky. 4, Field of Dreams. 3, Miracle. 2,
Yes.
Raging Bull. 1, Bull Durham.
Raging Bull.
Now,
All right.
to the first movie for everybody. Jeff Neal drops Field of Dreams. Maddie drops Miracle. It's
You
funny
should
'cause
know
they're-
Miracle was coming from Matty Ice. That was no doubt. I knew what Matty Ice
Right,
number one
right.
was. Started.
Miracle was a great movie.
Yeah.
That was a great moment in sports history. That was
No,
amazing.
I think the further you get away from it, sometimes you forget about it. Because the locker room scene, the speech with Herb Brooks. I know I used to play it. Grant and Danny used to play it all the time on 106.7. Number one movie for me is real simple. Major League. No arguments needed.
Which one?
The first one is the only one.
The only one.
The only one.
Hey,
I watched
hold on.
Major League every day before summer baseball practice when we had practice.
Is that
Like
right?
coach was like, hey, we got practice today. We was going to the VHS, popping Major League in, and we was watching it.
Hold on. What you not gonna do? There will be no Major League 2 slander.
Major League 2 was God. Oh my goodness. The
Because
fact that Omar Epps was in it as
he had to be Willie Mays Hayes because Wesley
Yeah, bro,
Snipes was
Epps in
filming.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes had blown up at that point.
No, he was filming Demolition Man. He wanted to come back, but he couldn't. He was
The whole you can name this pitch.
how if you did it, I'll let you name it.
Yeah. Come on, man.
You don't get
Jack
much
Parker,
good out of
baby.
sequels. No sequels, man.
I like the character of Jack Parker, man. You know, because the ladies love is Shimmy.
Right.
I love that. So no Major League 2 slander, man.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, I'm good on number 2.
We'll just talk about it. We'll just talk about it when you're not here.
Exactly.
It sounds like they do that already. And that was your number one? Or
Major
number
League's
two?
my number one.
Your number one. And I knew your number one was going to be a baseball movie. I wasn't sure what mine was going to be, but it's the same thing you just said about before you went out and played ball or whatever, for whoever you were playing with at the time. You threw that VHS in or that Betamax in, and you watched it, and then you went out and tried to play. Mine is Bad News Bears. Original. Ain't nothing wrong with the little new one they made, but the original Bad News Bear, Walter Matthau, that was just that's one of the best sports movies ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, by doing the top 5, we did the movie thing no justice. But go ahead, KG.
No, because it's so hard to narrow it down to top 5. But I got honorable mentions, so I'm sure everybody else has honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Matty Ice said, "Watch it." He talking about Miracle. Watch it every February 22nd. I still get chills and I know what's coming.
Oh wow.
He also says only one Major League. We don't acknowledge any others. But Major League Back to the Minors is probably the greatest.
God.
I think you're the only one that believes in any other major leagues there, KG.
Oh shoot.
We don't get down with that.
Matty Ice says Walter is so damn funny in Bad News Bears.
God, now we saying movies and
Oh,
Who's this?
Lord.
oh, is this the graduate?
No, this is the wife. This is Jack's wife. She said,
Yes,
check
it
out
is.
Jerry Maguire for sports and rom-com. Show me the money. I didn't have Jerry Maguire on my honorable mention.
And she got to say chick perspective. Love you,
No, Jerry Maguire was good too.
It was. I enjoyed
I had
that.
a stretch. There was he had that movie had a run because I used to always like when Rod Tidwell would what was that joint he had with him? Help me, help you.
Yeah.
Help me, help you. And I used to say that to my basketball kids when they wouldn't listen. I was like, yo, you gotta help me, help you. Like that was definitely in the coaches.
Yeah, I can't believe that didn't get on any of my scratch here. I know Jerry Maguire. Wow, I love that shit, that movie.
Maybe he's trying to get away from the whites list because
Or maybe I didn't want to tell you about chick flick.
maybe that's
Because it is a sports / chick flick.
It is, but it's still
Who
a
was
good.
that? Was that Witherspoon? No.
Huh?
Who was the gal?
No, that's not
Reese Witherspoon. It was
Zellweger. Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger. Yes, it was. Yeah, that was good. Oh, I forgot about the program. Ain't that the one when they
program?
Ain't that the one when they stood in the middle of the road, lay down on the? Yeah,
they had to cut it out the movie.
Yeah,
everybody kept doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
you say everybody. I could say I did.
Oh, I ain't do it. I ain't playing. I did it.
You know what? Program should be an honorable mention for me, because that was my joint with Alvin Mack, and he's talking about destroy the running back.
Yeah, and
then there was another time when we was playing any kind of league I was in, flag league, touch league, whatever. If I knew we was going, if I called full verts, I'm always gonna give you the Joe Kane. Let's put the women and children to sleep. Let's go looking for dinner. I always dropped Joe Kane when I didn't even have to call the play. They knew the play was full verts.
Joe Kane. I can't believe nobody mentioned Jesus Stubblefield.
Oh, he got game.
Yeah, that movie was nice too. That was close to getting on there, right there.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't want to break it down to comedies, because I wanted us to miss something.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I didn't break it down I broke it down just by sports movies I like, and some of them from when I was little, some of them from up to date times. It was fun going through this.
Slapshot.
Oh yeah, Slapshot was good. I got a couple that aren't even, major sports. You got your football, your baseball, your basketball. That's a lot of the sports movies are going to be. And then you got some golfs, Tin Cup was awesome. Then you got one that could be right there with Miracle. You got Cool Runnings. That's another Olympic movie that I
dropped that in the comments.
Somebody did, okay. And then I don't think nobody dropped King Richard.
They did.
No. Forgot all about that. Another good John Goodman movie.
I've only seen it once when it came out. That was a damn good movie. And then The Hustler. Remember that Jackie Gleason movie back in the day about shooting pool?
Yep. And I've gotten in the comments, I had The Big Lebowski. They call it a bowling movie. And if we're going to do that, what's the bowling movie? Kingpin. That's a great movie.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore probably gets a nice, not Happy. It is Happy Gilmore, right?
With Chubb.
Gilmore. Yeah. Yep.
The hell was that?
What else can I think of?
Matty Ice say Dodgeball.
Well, I got another one when I was little. And I just watched this again recently. It looked crazy being a 80s film, but it was called Rad. Did you guys ever hear that film called Rad? No. It was about BMX.
Oh yeah,
I raced BMX when I was young.
Well, they rode the blue Huffy joints. I used to watch that because it used to come on HBO. It was all right. So I'm gonna age myself, but it was one of because DC had just gotten cable, probably like early 80s. And I remember that used to come on all the time. And I was never a bike rider. I got two bikes. My dad got rid of them.
And they got stolen, right?
No, they were like, why you bring us brand new bikes? And they were like, he was like, nah, my son just didn't really ride bikes like that. I was all about football, basketball, baseball, whatever. I didn't care about
I had to ride my bike to all the different courts.
I didn't do that.
But yeah,
there's a movie. This one should be on nobody's classic list.
Okay,
but I like it. It's called The Goon. It's a hockey movie. You can find it on your Netflix or whatever. It's probably come out in the last 10 years. KG, you'll probably like it a little bit more than Jack, but basically the guy that played Stifler, he is so he can't really skate, but he can fight real good. And they're in this like minor league hockey and they actually teach him how to skate to get him up to speed, and then like after that, it's just like the whole thing is about them fighting in the middle of ice, and like there are just some classic fight scenes throughout that whole movie. Goon is a real life Mountain Leaf story. I didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't know that either.
And then Matty Ice said, "What about Rocky? What's that? 28?"
Yeah, man.
And Xavier chimed in and said, "What about Creed, son?" Yeah.
Creed was all right.
Rocky's a disappointment for me that I missed that out on the list.
Yeah.
That is a lot of like we heard the Rocky soundtrack in our high school pep rallies all the time. That dun 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 dun. Ooh, it'll give you goosebumps.
I'm gonna tell you an old one that I got on my honorable mention, and you gentlemen may not agree, but Pride of the Yankees.
I was thinking about it, but I figured I knew you'd do it, being a Yankee fan and all that, so I left it alone.
I love Pride of the Yankees.
It was a good movie. It was a good flick.
The whole Mighty Ducks franchise.
Here you go again.
Yeah,
You getting
right.
involved.
Yeah.
Team USA one stunk. The first one's the best one. When they all walk past
always
Adams,
the best one. That's what reels you in.
when they walk past Adams, tell him he's not a real duck. Actually, I just saw that clip 2 days ago.
I used to call people cake eaters. Used to call people cake eaters. Matty Ice says no. Mighty all suck. Damn.
That's because he's a hockey guy. No. That's the hockey guy in a movie where the split V and all that stuff is involved. He's gonna hate.
It's called the Flying V.
What? The same difference. Split V. It's like Novocaine. It always works.
Yeah.
I remember being in middle school after watching that, and everybody had went to the movies over the weekend and seen it. And we came in, we were doing hockey, and we tried that. We got yelled at something terrible. Oh man, we got yelled at for at least an hour. Here's another one for you. Unnecessary Roughness.
Wildcats.
Scott Bakula, Sinbad.
What was? Oh, Sinbad was in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember vaguely now. Yeah.
What's crazy about that movie? It's very subtle. But I was watching it one day. I was laying on the sofa watching it, and it's a Layla Hathaway song playing in the background. And I was like, wow. Okay. All right. It's a song that my wife has played for me over and over. When she redid the song with Rochelle Farrell, my wife plays that song for me a lot. And I heard the original version off her debut CD, and I was like, yeah, something brought me to this movie. And I've always loved the movie anyway, but never realized that part until I got older. So Matty Ice says, so much of that movie can't happen. The Flying V is offside. No team would ever fall for it. I will send a clip of two hockey officials break down the Mighty Ducks. It's so funny.
It's absolutely right. Like when it's one of those movies that you always know it's never going to be, like it just can't happen in real life. It's just like Any Given Sunday. Like how many weeks do they actually play in the season? Because they were
Willie Beamer. Right, that's Willie Beamer, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's on my list too.
I had the American Underdog, that Kurt Warner story. I thought that was quite good.
I still have yet to see that, and that's on.
What?
I think that's on Peacock. I haven't seen it yet.
That's been out a little while now.
Yeah, they still got the bill up at Magic Johnson Theater. They still got the billboard up.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody said the Water Boy. I noticed that.
Somebody said it in our post we was doing all week leading up to this, and I like that movie too, because you got to get yourself some fine quality H2O.
Maddie Ice said, who was a supermodel on Unnecessary Roughness? She was, that was Kathy Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was the kicker.
And nobody said Gridiron Gang. I like that one too with The Rock.
Xavier said the longest.
That's why we didn't split list up.
The Longest Yard, it's got to be the first one, the original.
I like both of them. I mean, I like Burt Reynolds.
I like that they had Burt in both. I thought that was cool.
You like all sequels, KG. You don't count.
That's true.
That's not a sequel. That's a remake. That's a difference.
Same difference.
Difference. And I don't like all sequels.
Uh-huh.
I don't like all sequels. Like, I don't like the Sandlot sequel. You leave the Sandlot where it was at. That summer.
That's so amazing. All right. I'm not getting into this with you right now.
What do you mean? I'm agreeing with you. The first Sandlot is the best Sandlot. When they came back and they did a remake of that's like making Like Mike 2. Why?
Yeah.
Why did you need to make a Like Mike 2?
Magic shoes.
Like Mike 1.
Or a dog that can play basketball. I'm glad nobody said that. Nah, Air Bud, no. Boo.
Hustlers. Xavier says Hustlers.
And then we had Hoop Dreams too. That was a good basketball movie.
I remember renting that on VHS. And I sat down and I watched that. It changed my whole perspective on a lot of things of how hard it is just to get to the next level. You can be the best in high school. It's hard to get into a college when you're coming out of certain schools because they think you dumb. You can ball, but if you can't pass them ACTs, them SATs, then you got to deal with injury, man. It was so much in that movie. Changed my whole perspective. Matty Ice said no one said Space Jam. Here's the thing about Space Jam.
That's rightfully so.
No. I'm gonna say this. I didn't want to say Space Jam for the simple fact that I feel that Space Jam is probably one of the most greatest cinematic masterpieces ever made in 1996. The way it was created, the way it was crafted, it was just magnifique.
Yeah, movies hadn't been made like that yet.
Nope.
With animation
then they
and real folks.
LeBron James mess, and I was like, I'll never watch that. Just like I'll never watch House Party. This new House Party with LeBron James. I'll never watch that. Can't do it.
I never heard of it. Uncle Drew mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
That was
that's another one I like. Because I always tell my wife, I say, I always look at him like, you gonna be my Betty Lou? She say, yeah. She always tell me you're gonna be my Betty Lou, and I'm gonna be her preach. That's all. That's all I need.
All right. Next week, the Tuesday list topic. I'll give you top 5 sports athletes in a sports movie.
So fictional?
You talking about athletes acting?
We're talking about the characters. We're not talking about so if you're watching 42, Jackie Robinson doesn't count. If you're watching the Babe Ruth doesn't count because they were actual athletes.
Okay.
So we're doing, I guess they would be fictitious characters.
Got it.
In movies.
Anybody say white man can't jump?
Nope.
We did.
Can't believe that.
And I'm kicking myself because I missed out on my movie, The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Yeah, I had that down the bottom down there. Right by Tin Cup, but I thought I took Tin Cup over Bagger Vance.
I think I'd be the opposite.
Antonio,
but if we go by the way I played golf, Tin Cup will be number 1.
Throw another ball down.
Well.
New House Party was terrible. I agree with that, Antonio.
Oh, you guys say it in his Charles Barkley voice.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Matty Ice said, bottom line is you don't mess with Bugs Bunny. That's why it was great, because that live action cartoon, they got it right with Roger Rabbit. Then they did it with Space Jam. Then Looney Tunes back in action. Mm-hmm. Great. 3 movies that I actually love. And you talk about sequels. House Party was great. House Party 2 kind of fell off. House Party 3 was like that.
I don't even think I've seen House Party 3.
Oh, believe me, I seen House Party 3 because I've been trying to find out for years who the hell was Angina Williams.
I will take a note right now, okay? House Party 3. Watch House Party 3.
House Party 4 down to the minute.
There's a 4? How many are there?
I think it's 5 or 6.
Get out of here. I just used to kick shoes and get my dance on. Kid and play. Roll it, roll it, roll.
Man. All right, fellas, let's wrap this thing up, man.
Right.
Midnight Rider made he kind of moved the goalpost with that, but all right, it's okay. It's all right.
Let's still move the goalpost.
Because you said they got to be fictional.
They got to be the fictional sports athletes in them sports movies. I got it.
Your list going to have to contain some people. I don't want to say no
I already
names.
mentioned one of them.
Yeah.
Which one am I thinking about, guys?
I mean,
Jesus Shuttleworth.
Jesus Shuttleworth. You got to mention Willie Beeman.
We don't have to. That's why we got to say, hey, this is content. We're getting in the content area.
Nah, that's going to be fun because we got to dig up some guys too.
Yeah.
I already know 3 of my 5, I think.
That's because you the one that said let's make this list. Of course you already got
I didn't
your
think about it
list.
until we just said it, though.
KG, you selling Wolf tickets. This dude right here, Wolf tickets.
His list is going to be completed and ready by the time we end this show.
Double spaced and everything.
Nah, because it's some battles. Because I can only take if I go and I take only one quarterback. There's a quarterback battle. Running back,
What you do? Come on.
Content.
See, yeah, you said that because you said it was fictional. If I had to pick a running back, it's always going to be Boobie Miles, but I'll leave it at that.
I can't. My knee don't work.
That's right. I forgot about that because that is actually based on a real life character.
Yep. He's actually in the movie as well.
You know what? I'll give you Boobie Miles. Because it's an ad. I'll give you that.
Well, who's that big boy from Friday Night Lights? Billy Bob. Isn't that what movie that's from? Billy Bob, that big lineman is out there in the field
69.
shooting his trophies with a 12 gauge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Billy Bob.
Hey,
that's gonna be all right. We might have to do. We won't have no guests, and we'll just do a top 10.
I like that.
But that was nice bringing in a change today with Miss Ty. That was real different way to change it up, fellas. I enjoyed that segment.
No, yes, I just when I saw it, like I've known her for 5 or 10 years on and off. Like, and then when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's gotta be like one of those epic moments. Where you're doing something that you love and you're doing it at a high level.
Yeah, no, and just being around that many people that are all looking at you is mind-blowing.
Heck yeah. Now, I don't know how serious he was about this, but one senior Chris Russell did mention us today during the conversation. Chris Russell does a show on 980 from 1 to 4. He was getting into it with G from the shop.
Mm-hmm.
One half of the Water Boys. He was like, I ain't got to come on your podcast. I can mess with my boy Midnight Rider, Ben Conti, and the Sideline Junkies. I know they'll have me on.
Well,
I don't know when we do it, but
what's he working with?
Huh?
What's he do?
He's the show host on Sports Talk 980.
Oh, yes, you said that. I apologize.
He hosts a show from 1 to 4.
Got it. Yeah.
But I've known Chris for a minute. So we have a good relationship. And most time, if I tweet something to the show, he'll talk about it. And then we had actually a nice exchange a couple of weeks ago talking about the show. So yeah. Every now and then we get some pub on DC Sports Media.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. can't wait to get Chris Russell on because I got some things that
that's right. That's gonna be your. I might have to sit back and just let you go because that's on your bucket list.
Yeah, because I'm a 980 guy through and through. I listen to 980 nearly the last 20 years, and Chris Russell was always my dude. Always when he went to 106.7. That's the only reason why I listened to 106.7 because he went over there. Then B Mitch went over, so I followed them over there for a little bit for their shows, and then went back. But no doubt, when it was Chris Russell, I remember him and Al Galdi used to do the updates. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I remember Al Galdi had the morning show after when Kornheiser was out. Al Galdi had the morning show.
Didn't Al have an early morning show from like 6 to 7 or 6 to 8?
He had that too. He got his own podcast now, but when I tell you to make the rounds on 980, this is how I knew it was a good day. When I was at work, my schedule was based around 980 showtime. So I got to work at 7, but I would get up at 5 so I could listen to Zayd on his national show. Listen to Kornheiser from 10 to 12. Lavero and Sheehan from 12 to 2. Coach Thompson, Doc Walker, B. Mitch from 2 to 4. The sports reporters from 4 to 7. When they went off and they signed off at 7, I was pulling into the parking lot, turning the radio off, turning the truck off, going in the house and clocking out. Wow. That was it. I wouldn't work. If I had to work and they weren't on the radio, I didn't do any work. And my day was good when I could call into every show from the locker room all the way to sports reporters and be on every show. That's how I knew my day was going to be good.
I don't know about that.
Sound like he was stalking.
Exactly.
You know what that is?
But that's how a lot of guys are. A lot of guys touch all the shows.
You hear it. They got their regulars that call in, and yeah.
That turned me into the 5-time S-Talking champion with Scott Jackson and B. Mitch. 5-time S-Talk champion. That was the precursor to being here.
908, we've been up for 123.
Yep. So let's wrap this up. Maddie Ice said she did great. Wish I was on for that.
Well, Maddie Ice, you always know you still have the Odyssey app because we're live. We're in that. All you do is put in Sideline Junkies, and once you find that, you can find all the shows. Tomorrow it'll be on Clear Production Sports. So if you have the Clear Production Sports, you can check us out on that. KG, give them the list of the Podbean.
Oh Lord,
Apple Music. Anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us. As long as you look up Sideline Junkies.
Yes,
and
indeed.
We should be up and ready to go.
Podbean, Podcoin, Anchor, or should I say Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Podtail, IBFM, Player FM, Pod News, iHeart, Radio Public, Rephonic, Caster Podcast app, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Odyssey, and Google Podcasts.
And if it's ever it's in the middle of the night and you want to hear some great sports talk, just go to YouTube, type in Sideline Junkies in YouTube. You can get any show you want. You can pick the date. If you're a Jack Carr fan, you can pick anyone that Jack Carr is on and go from there, man. We got plenty of opportunities and plenty of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Y'all have had me on here a bit now. I appreciate it.
Oh, don't, man. We appreciate having you.
And thank y'all for welcoming me into the family.
Well, thank you for being a part of it, man. We're going to see you again on Tuesday, so.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right. So we got to get out of here for the Midnight Rider, the Gentleman Jack. Thank you again to Miss Tynette Daniels. Get your list in. What's that?
We'll make the post. We'll make the post.
5 or 10. Well, get your list together for Tuesday night flight next week. See y'all on Thursday because we don't do no overtime. We are out of here.